So we are coming from the presence hallucination state, as induced with the robot, to the presence hallucination threat, as part of Parkinson's disease. And for that, we wanted to reach as much participants as we can. So we developed an online study, so Parkinson patients could do at home on their computer or tablet directly.
So in a nutshell, this project consists really of three parts. One is the induction of under safe conditions of a very specific hallucinatory state. The second part is to measure this quite precisely with repeated measurements using virtual reality, which overcomes previous verbal reports, which have many shortcomings. And then the third part is we can extend this technology to the home of patients, to other clinics and also to other research centers.
So with this robotic setup, we are able to induce presence hallucinations on demand in the lab on healthy individuals, but also in patients with Parkinson's disease. So the robotic system is used to induce hallucination in healthy individuals, and it also works on Parkinson patients. So it's composed of two robots, with one which is in front of the participants and one positioned in the back of the participants. So the participant is asked to perform a movement with his right arm, so a poking movement like this. And the robot in the back is actually reproducing this movement, either in synchrony, so with 0 seconds of delay between the movement on the front and the movement of the robot in the back, which is touching the participant back. And there is a second condition that we call asynchronous condition, where we add a delay between the movement of the front and the movement in the back. And it's when we add this temporal delay to the spatial delay, so between the movement in the front and the touch in the back, when we add this delay, that's when we arrive to induce this presence hallucination, so in or participants.
We're launching a new field, experience engineering or hallucination engineering. In this particular case, you could call it technodelics, to link also to the field of psychedelics, inducing controlled states of finely titrated alterations and changes in consciousness, in the particular case of Parkinson's disease, of hallucinations.
So we had this idea that if we flash them a room, if we present them really quickly a room with several people inside, and we ask them to estimate the number of people that they feel, maybe when they have this feeling of a presence, these presence hallucinations, they would overestimate the number of people that they see in the room. And we observed that following the induction of a presence, so following the condition which is inducing a presence hallucinations, participants overestimate the number of people that they see in the room, as opposed to the conditions where we don't induce these presence hallucinations. And so what we observe is that Parkinson patients who have presence hallucination as a threat of their disease, so they experience it as the symptoms of Parkinson's disease, they overestimate the number of people that they see on a picture which is flashed on their screen in a task that they performed at home on their computer.
So this is not a diagnosis of Parkinson's disease, it's rather a discrimination of two forms of Parkinson's disease, one without hallucinations, one with hallucinations. And another key motivation is, if you suffer from these hallucinations as a Parkinson patient, you're more likely also to develop cognitive decline. We want to find new therapies through better understanding. And this will only be possible if there is deep understanding in neuroscience and new technologies, because then one could collaborate and empower disease-modifying therapies that hope to prolong the onset of the disease by 10, 20, 30 or more years. So you can't cure the disease, but you prevent or you hope that the Parkinson's disease would only onset at the age of 100 or 110. It's a relative cure in this sense. So this is really one of our key motivations to be part of this field, consciousness engineering, but apply it, or cognitive engineering, to apply it to these fields, hallucinations and cognitive decline, and detect the changes in the brain as early as possible to start applying new therapies.